What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be going over rainbows, and I know they might not be everybody's favorite, but some of them have been really coming up in price over the past month or so. So we're going to be taking a look at that. Starting off with the most expensive rainbow, the Charizard GX from Burning Shadows. And just let me know down in the comments, are you a fan of rainbows? Do you not like them? Personally, I'm a fan. I like the Japanese versions where they really make the rainbow pop. Like the texture just looks insane. But yeah, this guy is the most expensive rainbow card, sitting at $114. And over the past 3 months, it went from like a 390 ish dollar card, and it's really increased in price, going all the way up to like $450, and has since come down a good little bit, now at $415. And it's kind of similar to the booster box price of Burning Shadows. I believe the booster box is like $430 or, somewhere around there. And the only near mint copy to sell was for $362. So who knows? The listed median is for $394. So we could see this near mint copy for the market price go down a little bit. Looking at the second most expensive GX, we have Lugia GX from Lost Thunder, and this is sitting at $154 card. And if we look at the year graph, so this is from July to now, it started at like 170, went all the way up to like 185, and has come down a lot to now be at 155. And this is probably due to the Sun and Moon All Art Tag Team full art trainer, Boom, or a bunch of Sun and Moon sets got a lot of popularity and went up in price. And some of the cards that weren't like those alternate arts or the trainers also went up in price. Probably this Lugia was one of them. And it went down and is now sitting at 155. And the only two sales were for near mint at $195 and one for $20. I don't know if that $20 one is legit or another language or something like that. But yeah, the listed median is at 117, so I don't really know what's going on with that. Could be different language cards. Looking at the most expensive GX rainbows, we have Mewtwo and Mew GX for $147, Eevee and Snorlax at $127, Reshiram and Charizard at $125, Gengar and Mimikyu at $120, Rayquaza at $97, and Pikachu and Zekrom at $94. So literally all of these are tag team GXs that are rainbows, except for the Rayquaza. And the Rayquaza one is beautiful. The tag team ones, like that Eevee and Snorlax one, is incredible. I absolutely love that card. But yeah, the tag teams really have a good amount of value, even with the rainbows, when the alternate art cards are where the most expensive tag teams are. Taking a look at some more, we have Charizard and Braixen at $86, Blastoise at $72, Mimikyu at $71, Leafeon at $69, Magikarp and Wailord, another incredible tag team, at $49, Umbreon GX at $63, Suicune at $62, Latias and Latios at around $54, and Sylveon GX at $60. The Umbreon GX and the Rayquaza GX are kind of one of the most interesting cards for me, because you look at in Sword and Shield, those are the two most expensive alternate arts, and the Charizard is the most expensive rainbow card, and yet this Umbreon and the Rayquaza just don't have the same exact hype surrounding it. So I almost wonder if there's opportunity there. I don't really know, if I'm being honest, but it's kind of cool. It's interesting to see. That's a $415 card, and this Umbreon's $65, which, by any means is not a cheap card, but still pretty interesting. Taking a look at our last screen grab, we have Reshiram and Zekrom GX at $59, Solgaleo and Lunala GX at $55, Lucario GX at $55, Gardevoir and Sylveon at $53, Greninja at $51, and Dragonite GX at $51. And let me just say, the tag team with the trainers in Cosmic Eclipse, so that Solgaleo and Lunala and the Reshiram and Zekrom, They are absolutely beautiful. These cards are insane. You can see it's got a different rainbow pattern than all the other cards, and it almost kind of gives like an alternate art rainbow feel to where it's different than the other rainbows, and they knocked it out of the park for this. I really want to be picking up these cards. They're kind of expensive for me right now, but like these rainbows are like stunning. Like if you look at that like Reshiram and Zekrom one with N, it's incredible. It's a tag team. It's got the trainer in there too. I can't like talk about how much I love it because I'll just go on and on and on. But these were the GXs from the Sun and Moon era. Got some tag teams, just got some regulars. Now we're going to be looking at the Sword and Shield era because there are rainbows there. Starting off with the most expensive VMAX card. We have Charizard VMAX from Champions Path sitting at $175, and over the past 3 months, it was at a $180 card, went down to like $165, and then has grown like $10 and is now sitting at $175. With near mint holofoil going for $166, one for $50, and one for $139. That 51, that 139 one, I wonder if it's in different languages. I mean, we could very well see the price go down, but the listed median's at $199, so very well could go up. I don't really know, but pretty interesting. Once again, fan favorite Pokemon is the most expensive rainbow. And looking at the second most expensive rainbow VMAX, we have Pikachu at $127. This guy was from Vivid Voltage, so quarantine COVID was going on. This card was super popular. It was a huge chase for a lot of collectors to open Vivid Voltage in that time, I remember. This guy was sitting at like $130, went all the way down to like a below $100 card, so it really crashed in price and has since come up a good little bit to $127, with near mint selling for $97 and $114, and one light play selling for $101. So it looks like it's going to keep its $125 to $130-ish price point. Looking at some other VMAXs, we have the Umbreon VMAX at $56, Leafeon at $55, Rayquaza at $54, Blaziken at $54, Sylveon at $57, and Snorlax at $50. And what's pretty interesting here is that almost all of them are from Evolving Skies. Like Umbreon is literally the third most expensive rainbow VMAX in Sword and Shield. Blaziken's from Chilling Reign, and the Snorlax at the end there is from Sword and Shield base set. Sword and Shield base set getting some love with that Snorlax. And I know that Snorlax has come up in price a good little bit. But the Umbreon and the Rayquaza have actually come up like $10, $20-ish recently. So it's been pretty crazy to see. They've had huge growth alongside, like, nowhere near their alternate arts, but it's pretty interesting to see. It's a cheaper copy of a VMAX, cheaper copy than an alternate art, and it's still a pretty high rarity, incredibly tough to pull. Looking at some more VMAXs, we have Dragapult at 15, Rillaboom for 11, Inteleon for 11. These all three are from Rebel Clash. I highly advise, if you're into Rebel Clash, get the singles, don't open the box. The box is close to like $200 right now, I believe. The Lapras VMAX at $12, Gardevoir at 11, and Urshifu at 10. Lapras is also from Sword and Shield base at $12, and the Gardevoir is from Champions Path, so the set with that Charizard that we saw earlier. Pretty cool. Sword and Shield also had Rainbow V-Stars, not just the VMAXs. We have a Charizard V-Star here at $54. This is one of the chases from Brilliant Stars, but the alternate art Charizard ended up being a lot more expensive than this guy. It went from like a $62 card 6 months ago, dipped down to like $52, and is now at $54. So it's kind of stayed in that relatively similar price point, with a few near mint recent solds at $49, $47, and $57. So it's probably going to stick around that price point for a copy of this card. Looking at the second most expensive V-Star, we have Mewtwo sitting at $33, and it's come up like $2 with recent solds for $30, $29, $27. This is in Pokemon Go, and I believe the most expensive card in Pokemon Go. But not a lot of price movement. It's gone up a little bit, but you know, nothing crazy when we look at the alt arts. Looking at some of the most expensive V-Stars, we have Lugia at 31, Dragonite at 23, and then we have some newer generation Pokemon getting some love. We have Dialga at $21, Giratina at 20, Arceus at 13, and Regidrago at 12. All of these are still in rotation in competitive format. So like I know the Giratina, the Lugia, the Regidrago are all pretty competitive cards. So I'm sure that adds to their price point. But from a collectability standpoint, they're pretty cool. They're rainbows or V-Stars. In my opinion, I really like them. What's interesting is that the top two cards from like the V-Stars, the VMAXs, and the GXs was top one being Charizard all the way down. Then it was Lugia, Pikachu, Mewtwo. So it was Charizard and then another fan favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Obviously just goes to show that there's still a big market for that Charizard when a lot of people were saying they were getting fatigued in like the Scarlet and Violet era. Pretty interesting to see, but that's going to do it. Hope you enjoy. Let me know what you have to say. Let me know what you have to say about the rainbow cards. I love hearing comments. Genuinely, everybody who comments, thank you. I appreciate you for watching, and that'll do it.